Have you noticed that even when you finally get time to relax, you still don't feel relaxed? You sit down, you stop working, you put something on, scroll your phone, watch videos, try to switch off, but your mind still feels active, restless, like it never fully settles. And even after hours of doing nothing, you still don't feel properly rested. So you assume the problem is stress, that life is just busy, that you need a holiday, more sleep, more time off. But what if the real problem is that your brain has forgotten how to slow down? Because most people today are constantly stimulated. From the moment they wake up, their attention is being pulled somewhere. Notifications, videos, music, messages, information. Your brain rarely experiences silence anymore. And over time, constant stimulation changes your baseline. Your mind gets used to constant input, constant noise, constant engagement. So when things finally become quiet, your brain struggles to settle. That's why so many people feel uncomfortable doing nothing now. The silence feels strange, almost uncomfortable. So they instantly reach for stimulation again. Their phone, a video, music, anything to avoid stillness. Another reason you can't relax anymore is because your brain stays in a constant state of anticipation, always expecting something, another message, another notification, another update. And because your attention is constantly waiting for the next thing, your nervous system never fully relaxes. Part of your brain stays alert, even during rest. That's why you can sit on the sofa for hours and still feel mentally tense, because your brain never truly switched off. Another thing that contributes to this is mental overload. Too many unfinished thoughts, too many open loops, things you need to do later, things you forgot to reply to, things hanging over you in the background. And even when you're trying to relax, your brain is still holding on to all of it, processing it quietly underneath everything else. That's why your mind keeps drifting back to problems, even when you're technically resting. Another reason people struggle to relax now is because they confuse distraction with recovery. Scrolling isn't real rest. Constant entertainment isn't real rest. Your brain is still consuming, still processing, still taking in stimulation. So instead of recovering, your mind stays active. It just switches from work stimulation to digital stimulation. And there's a huge difference between the two. Real relaxation happens when your brain feels safe enough to slow down, when there's less input, less urgency, less stimulation competing for your attention. But most people rarely experience that anymore. Another thing that keeps your brain overstimulated is constant task switching. Even small things, checking your phone while watching something, replying while eating, scrolling while thinking about work. Your attention is always split, and when your brain never focuses on one thing at a time, it stays mentally restless because part of your attention is always somewhere else. Another reason relaxation feels difficult is because many people have trained themselves to feel guilty when they stop. If they're not productive, they feel lazy. If they slow down, they feel behind. So even during rest, their brain stays tense because mentally, they still feel pressure. And over time, your body forgets what genuine relaxation even feels like. So what's the solution? It's not completely escaping your life. It's retraining your brain to slow down again. Create moments without constant input. Go for walks without stimulation. Sit without checking something. Allow your mind to experience quiet again. At first, it might feel uncomfortable because your brain isn't used to it anymore. But slowly, your nervous system starts calming down. Another thing that helps is reducing unnecessary stimulation throughout the day. Less noise, less multitasking, less constant checking. Because the calmer your brain stays during the day, the easier it becomes to actually relax later. And over time, you start feeling present again, calmer, lighter, less mentally tense. Not because life suddenly became perfect, but because your brain finally got space to breathe. So if you've been struggling to relax lately, it's probably not because you're bad at resting. It's because your mind has been overstimulated for too long. And once you reduce the noise, your brain slowly remembers how to slow down again.